Vaya. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Nama Om Vishnupaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavitha Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna. We start? Okay, next verse.
This gross material body made of 5 elements. ये तो हो गया था ना? हो गया था 47. अहस्ताने सहस्राणाम् अपादाने चतुष्पदाम् फलगुणे तत्र महतां जीवस्य जीवनम्. Translation: Those who are devout of hands are prey for those who have hands. Those devoid of legs are prey for the four-legged. The weak are the subsistence of the strong, and the general rule holds that one living being is food for another.
So if Yudhishthira Maharaj says, what about the food? Narada Muni says, Krishna has already made arrangement for everybody. So if you feed, he will eat. If you don't feed, he will eat. So it's not whether I feed or you feed, whether I earn or you earn. Food is available to everybody. That's the general principle. There is difference between source of income and source of maintenance. Different individuals have different sources of income. Somebody does a job, somebody does business, somebody does share market, somebody gets property, somebody drives taxi, somebody teaches in college, somebody dances, somebody steals, somebody begs. So our different individuals have different sources of income. But everybody has common source of maintenance, and that is Krishna. Our income does not maintain us. Krishna maintains us. If any individual thinks his income maintains him, then today's dinner he should eat his income. All the 500 rupee notes he should eat, because that is his income. No. Our maintenance is by grains, and grains come by grains, by the mercy of Lord Krishna, by the arrangement of Lord Krishna. It is government who has printed a currency and put a value to it, purchasing value. And we go with that currency to some shop and exchange it with grains. That's why we think this money is maintaining me. But today night, if the government announces the note in your pocket has no value, tomorrow you cannot exchange it with grains in the market. But today night, if the government announces the value of rice is zero, tomorrow still you can cook and eat. So the value of note is in somebody else's hand, even though it's in your pocket. But our maintenance is by grains provided by Krishna and not by printed notes. That is just an exchange medium. Just like in temple, we give coupon to somebody. You are hungry, take coupon. Coupon doesn't maintain, prasad maintains. But the temple management has allowed an exchange of coupon with prasad. That's why that coupon is important. If that exchange is stopped, that coupon has no value. So it's just an exchange of printed money and grains. So actually grains is provided by Krishna. As soon as a child is born, his milk is ready. Who arranges that milk? The father or the doctor? Krishna arranges. So when you are born, your milk is ready. When you grow up, your roti will not be ready. It will be ready. But we have stopped depending on Krishna. That's why the world is in chaos. So Narad Muni is emphasizing that already the creation maintenance problem is solved. If you see any street in general in Mumbai, there will be many houses. And on the street there will be many dogs. The humans in the houses, they have a problem. What is the problem? Food problem. They need to eat. The dogs on the streets, they have the same problem. They also need food to eat. And humans are more intelligent. Let us see how dogs solve the food problem. They keep running around whole day, barking at cars so that they don't park, and they eat in the dustbins. Food problem solved. How humans have solved food problem? The child has to go to school, then college, then get a degree, then go for interview, then get a job, then travel in local train, earn some money per month, purchase groceries, and then eat little. The dogs have also solved food problem. Humans have also solved food problem. Who are more intelligent? Humans are more intelligent. But as per the food problem solution, who is more intelligent? The dogs. No school, no college, no degree, no interview, no local train. Where they are born, they get food. Humans, where they are born, they don't get food. They have to travel to somewhere far. This is because they stop depending on Krishna. They stop depending on Krishna. So what kind of society is this? Third class society. And we are unfortunately born in this society and we have to follow the same pattern. Foolishness, complete foolishness. That's not the way to live life. So we depend on Krishna. Earlier, when there were no modern technology, they would have farm, they would have cow in the village, and they would get food and good health, fresh air, pure water, nice sabji, grains. Okay, finish. Even now in remote villages you go, it's same. Very nice. But in modern cities, situation is bad. Worse than dogs. So a revolution is required in this godless society. And that's where Bhagavatam comes in picture. So Narad Muni is saying maintenance is already done. They will be maintained. Okay, we go next. Yes, Govind Kumar.
So this verse says, Asthana sa asthana. Those who do not have hands become food for those who have hands. So that means it includes animals also. They don't have hands. They can be eaten by those who have hands.
No, it's already happening. Meat eating, you are talking about meat eating. Meat eating is forbidden because it's sinful activity, but it is possible. So this is talking about possibility. It's already happening. So okay, if you want to eat meat, worship Kali, offer to Kali and eat. So that injunction is there. If you don't eat, it's nice. If you want to eat, this is the way. So it's possible. The possibility is talked about here. Okay?
So what you just mentioned is a class of people who work and then they enjoy the fruits, whatever they're getting. But these days, Prabhu, we meet people who say that we are not working so that we get the fruits and results, because for that we are enjoying the work. That kind of people. I like my work and I'm.
So why you go for vacation? And why you want Sunday chutti? Open the shop on Sunday also. So all foolish people, just to make arguments they say. If you like something, should you take vacation from something you like? Simple. Right? So that's bhoga and tyaga. You like, then you don't like because you want something else. Right? That's bhoga and tyaga. So if you like vacation, why you don't continue? Oh, I have to earn. Right? So it's just making an argument. Who likes to work? Who likes to go to office? Okay, so the wife situation may be such that they like office. Otherwise, who doesn't like to sleep? Right? So it's because of mode of passion they want to do something. Right? When you don't know the higher goal of life, you think this is what the goal is and this is I like. Even the pig likes to be in mud. Right? Even a child likes to just play, not go to college or school. Right? So they have false sense of duty and responsibility because they don't have higher goal of life. So they have adjusted intellectually, yeah, I like work, I like my job.
Yes, Prabhu, like even if you talk about students who are studying their whatever curriculum, if a student studies for 2-3 hours, he feels satisfied, okay, today. So is that the mode of passion is the reason because of which he is
Yes.
feeling satisfied, or is that the thing that is driving him to study?
No, it's because he has a desire. And because he's fulfilling his desire, so he's happy. Fulfillment of desire makes us happy, whatever the desire may be. But that doesn't mean I have obtained happiness. It's like suppose there is a job or a task which you dislike and it's in your list to do today. And you do it. Then you check mark. Job done. Would you be happy? You didn't got happy because you didn't like the job, but you got happy because completed, task completed. So when there's a desire and it's fulfilled, we become happy. Check mark. My desire is fulfilled. Not necessarily like taking medicines. Eating rasgulla and eating medicine. You see the difference? Right? So medicine doesn't give happiness when it touches the tongue. But still a person is happy taking medicines. Why? Because job is done. He knows it's good for me. Right? So in passion, you do something, you feel nice. So if a whole day sitting idle and a wrong call comes, wrong number, and you attend, and you say, sorry, wrong number, but you still feel happy because kuch to hua aaj. So some manager is sitting idle, nothing to do, and two devotees fight, and he solves them after 1 hour. He says, today I did some service. He feels happy. Actually, okay. It's not productive service. Okay, I did something today. I managed, or I contributed to the management of the temple or the project. Right? So passion is like this. You perform something, you feel happy. Right? So the life is based on desires, not on knowledge. So desire is right or wrong, like or dislike, favorable, unfavorable, doesn't matter. It's just fulfilled, that's why I'm happy. Right? If today, right now, because you all respect me as a teacher, and I announce a task which has nothing to do with our education here. For example, I announce who will be the first person to take this garland and keep it on my office table. So one who runs and does it and he comes back, he'll be very happy. And I say, oh, I'm so sorry, it was a mistake, I want it here only. Again he will run and come, and both the times he will be happy. The first happiness will not finish, that oh, that was a wrong task. Both the times he will be happy. So it's not because something good has happened today. It's just because the passion got used. So passion is based on desires, not knowledge. Okay? Sharad. Mike.
So as Akshobhya was talking about intelligence when the student studies, so we were thinking that we have been gifted this intelligence, mind, and then things like that. So we call it as quotients of life, intelligence quotient, physical quotient, like that. So it's not generally it's not just because of passion that we it's because of the need that because we have it, and then unless we utilize it we don't feel satisfaction because we have that resource and then we are not utilizing it. So that's what the student feels like, that I need to study, I have it, why to just keep it idle? And that's why we give also, yes, idle mind is devil's workshop. So better you study. Of course we tell them to study Krishna conscious literatures and things like that, but in general that's what people feel, that I want to do task not because of passion, because I want to utilize it, otherwise what I will do sitting idle.
So that's called passion. Sitting idle, you're not happy, so you want to do something. Passion means what?
Do something.
Same thing. You don't want to sit idle, you want to do something. That's called mode of passion.
So that's what when you say that vacation, why you want vacation when you're answering. So people say that no, that's a need also, because refreshment, PQ, physical quotient. So it's the need of the body to refresh and then come back with a greater force, with a much more like that, so that we can then fulfill intelligence quotient properly. So it's the function of all these quotients.
No, but why you are connecting this with this is his first question was liking the job, and I said if you like the job, why you are taking vacation?
So that's what I am telling. That that's
You are
what
going
the
back to the
argument.
first one.
Yeah, that's what the argument is given.
Yeah, that's no. So that doesn't prove the point, no? If you like it, then that itself should give you enough nourishment. If something you like, it should give you enough nourishment to continue, no? That means you need something else in life.
Correct. So that's what the argument is given, that we don't need just one thing. It's a function of all the quotients. We need intelligence quotient, we need physical quotient also, we need some spiritual quotient also.
So that's why we preach as per spiritual quotient. Right? Finally, even a dog runs around. Just by running around, you don't prove that the purpose is sorted out, the purpose is taken care. In general, just because you do a job, just because somebody says, I enjoy my job, he's not actually enjoying it. He's just making an argument. That was the main point. He's just making an argument. He's enjoying it, A, because of lack of knowledge, like a pig enjoys gutter or stool, because lack of knowledge that this is something good. Right? And B, just making an argument. Because he has no other source of joy. So he thinks this is the only joy I have. Like a poor person, happy with the toy which he doesn't like, but he cannot buy a new toy. So he makes a mental adjustment, yeah, this is good toy. So those who are working and saying, I have enjoyed my job, they have made a mental adjustment. That life cannot be alternative. Everybody would like not to go for a job and enjoy life in the home. Why to wake up early? Why to catch a local train? Why to report to a boss? Why to fulfill a target and take stress?
Not all the time.
So that's where passion comes in. That's where the second point came. That if you are enjoying it, that's because of your passion. You cannot sit idle. Okay, no? Okay, main point was Krishna is a source of maintenance. Okay? We can discuss this more. Okay? Next. Yes, Gopal.
Prabhuji, while offering meat to the Kali, what sins are exempted? Of course, there is sin for everything in case of any non-veg food taken, but in this case, what sins are being exempted?
No sin is exempted. You still get sinful activity.
Yeah, but he said one wants to have meat, then one should offer it to Kali in that circumstance for those people who are non-vegetarians.
Yeah.
So what has been taken care of? Like if there is every sin that is not exempted, then why should one offer food to the Kali?
So it is not for exemption of sin. It is an injunction so that people are pursued not to do it and develop some upasana. Some feature of upasana is there. So some feature of upasana is there so that people have that attitude of worship. See, whole Vedic literature is in such a way that you fulfill your desire also and still you try to become Krishna conscious. So this is giving people some opportunity of upasana, some worship. But Krishna doesn't eat meat, so Kali does that function. She also doesn't eat, but it's so different thing. So just some addition of upasana is there. But it's still sinful. Okay? Next. Wait. Yeah, Chaitanya. Mic. Chaitanya. Pass the mic to Chaitanya.
Prabhuji, this what you are telling about Krishna being the maintainer, and then you give the example of how when a child is born, milk is already there in the breast of his mother. So then when he grows up, sure enough food will be there. But then when we explain this to people, it's a very lofty principle for them to understand. You also told about how the notes in my pocket are not the source of food. That's true, but then me having notes in my pocket makes me one step ahead than a beggar on the street, because I can go to the shop and purchase wheat and rice and other things and cook. So then how do we explain this to people?
So I spend less time on it because this is not a new crowd. I can explain it further. That will be very much away from what we're discussing. So just like animals, they don't have notes in the pocket. But how many times you have heard an animal died because he didn't get food?
That's true, but we are...
So there is no food problem. There is distribution of food problem. The human society has created such a bad distribution system that there are beggars in the society. Earlier in Yudhishthira times, why there were no beggars? In Parikshit time, why there were no beggars? How Vidura managed himself without money note in the pocket? He asked the question, Yudhishthira Maharaj to Vidura, how did you eat? Where did you eat? He didn't ask him, where did you earn? What was the source of income? How much money you carried in your pocket for this journey? He just asked him, where did you eat? Because earlier the system was such that if somebody is non-earning member of the society, he will be fed by earning members of the society. Any person in the village goes, hundreds of houses will be ready to give him one plate of prasad and one charpai to sleep. He will take bath in the river and go to next village. So the non-earning members will be fed by earning members. And earning members would have enough because there will be farm and there will be cow. Cow will give excess milk, farm will give enough grains, perishable items. Otherwise, anyway they are going to go damaged. There are no coolers and fridge. So if you eat, or you distribute, or you throw. Right? So better than throw, you feed somebody. And he passes tool that goes into the field as fertilizer. New grains come. It's all recycled. No wastage. Water, rain is coming. Water is there. Fruits are coming. Fruits are free. You can pluck from the trees and eat fruits. You go to Dubai today, there will be date trees. You can pluck and eat. You go to New Zealand, there will be mango trees. You can pluck and eat. So earlier everywhere there were so many fruit trees. You just pluck and eat if you are hungry. Krishna and Balram would play like that, right? They would pluck fruits and eat. And they will use fruits at football and eat or play. Human society now has problem of distribution, problem of greed. Some countries or some societies, partial society, they have taken food and put it in the godowns. So today beggar is suffering not because this verse is not applicable. It's suffering because some other greedy person has kept grains and in the fridge, some food in the fridge.
That's okay, but like what I'm asking is, when we say Krishna is the maintainer, like Prabhupada also tells the example of elephants in Africa. They don't like. So sometimes people get the feeling that means we are preaching like don't work, you'll get food. Is it like that?
Well, work has nothing to do. I'm not saying don't work. We are saying don't think your work is giving you food. Krishna is giving you food. Work is withdrawing the food given by Krishna.
That means work is important. I mean work.
But don't think that work is feeding you. Your father is not feeding you, your boss is not feeding you, your government is not feeding you, your bank is not feeding you, your grocery store is not feeding you, your salary is not feeding you, your note is not feeding you. Krishna is feeding you. That is what we are saying. Everybody has to work in Varnashram. Earlier, when all male members would work, children, old people, and wives would not work, such a big society was being taken care by earning members of the society. Hardly 1/4 population will work, 3/4 population will not work, but they were fed. How? Because the kings would happily feed grains. Right? Half the population is female, they would not work. They would cook in the house. Another half is children, they would just become brahmacharis and beg, or girls assist the mother in the house. Only male members would go and work, and the society was fed much better. So work, but don't think your work is feeding you. Krishna is feeding you. So in the evening come for Sandhya Arati, morning come for morning program, daytime you work.
There's something like a immediate cause and there's a remote cause. So Krishna is like the remote cause. Work is like
He is cause of all causes. And if you worship, the whole village worships Krishna nicely, and by chanting the holy name, nice rain will come, nice grains will come. Same tree who is giving 100 mangoes will give 1000 mangoes for the whole village. Same cow will give extra 10 liters of milk because she is happy. And same earth, Mother Earth will give more and more grains and the whole village will be fed. If there are new children born, cow will give more milk, plants will give more fruits because Krishna is worshipped, so all nature cooperates. If suddenly 1 million people come to the village as a guest, earth will give more grains, cows will give more milk, trees will give more fruits. Everything will be taken care by nature. Thus, if a mother has twins, would more milk come out? From where it came? It was there in the body. When one child was there, one amount of milk came. When twins are there, double milk came. Triplets are there, 3 times milk come. Same is Bhumi Mata, she will give more. If there are more people. Right? When Mother Earth's body can do that, blood can become milk, why not Mother Earth can do that? Right? And when a father can take care of twins in the same salary which he was about to take care of one child, why not Krishna as a Supreme Father can take care of multiple children? What is the big deal? If the number of elephants become double tomorrow, or number of humans become double, Krishna will take care. He is the Supreme Father. Right? It is our lack of faith, ignorance, foolishness, modern education, which is raising these doubts. Krishna has taken care, he will continue to take care. What this is the earth planet. The gigantic universe is just one small particle on Anand Shesh's head, who is an expansion of expansion of expansion of expansion of expansion of expansion of Krishna. And what we are worried about this one beggar. Such a big universe he is taking care. Multiple universes he is taking care. And we are thinking ये one beggar का बेचारे का क्या होगा और ये एक धृतराष्ट्र कहाँ से खाएगा. अरे he's not even worth talking about it. Right? You want more? There are lizards and cockroaches and ants in the house. Who feeds them? They stay in your house and you don't feed. Do you tell your mother, see that lizard, half roti, thoda extra banao aaj? We don't feed them and they stay in our house, but they are fed. But the humans will not be fed without no job. Same house. Who is feeding them?
We unknowingly feed them because some wastages happen.
I knew you give that answer. So what I request you, empty your kitchen, empty your dabbas. 5 years lock the house so that there is no wastage. You come back, they should all die, they will double. That means they don't eat your wastage. Otherwise, how they double? There is no food in the house, no kitchen in the house, all dabbas are empty, no human staying there, all lizards and cockroaches should die or not? Their population will be 10x. Yes or no? How their population increase when they don't have food? In fact, they die because humans stay there. If humans don't stay there, they'll thrive. So who is feeding them when you are not around? Answer me. There's worse. Krishna, he has already arranged for them before their birth. He's arranged for you before your birth. He's arranged for the dog. Why not arrange for his devotee? I am fully convinced. If Krishna wanted to kill me without food, he would have done it in childhood only. He will not do it tomorrow. And he would not do it after 45 years. He would have done it beforehand only. So he doesn't kill anybody without food. It is I who take your food and put it in my fridge. It's like a father comes and gives chocolate to his elder son and says, give to your younger brother also. 2 chocolates, one for you and one for him, but he eats both. So that's not father's mistake. This is elder brother's mistake who is not distributing with his younger son, younger brother. So today society has become greedy and they are not distributing food. Otherwise, if a person is hungry, he has direct adhikar, direct right over the food in front of him, even if it doesn't belong to him. Nobody is owner of food. If actual owner should be farmer, or the tree, or the sunlight, or the rain cloud, or the field, or the seed. Nobody is owner of food. If a person is hungry, he should be fed. Okay? Govind Kumar.
Just sharing an experience. Recently we were traveling, so we got down we were waiting for the connecting train. So while we were in the train, so one beggar who was crippled, like he was not having legs, so he was begging in all the bogies. And when we were at the station, we were taking our prasad. So he also got plate of prasad and he was talking on mobile. Uska bag se mobile nikal.
See? I once was invited for a house program in the evening in Bombay. And generally they give prasad in house program. So I didn't take prasad here, I went. And I found a dog inside the house. They had deities and dog in the house. So I didn't feel like eating, so I didn't eat there. By the time I reached here, it was 11 o'clock. And I was hungry and there's no prasad. And as soon as I came out of the lift, I was staying in 6th floor at that time. There was one pujari at 6th floor with a full plate of Mahaprasad. And he offered me, he said, I kept it for my guest, he didn't come. So Radha Rasbari is going to feed us definitely. And this has happened with me more than one time. So Krishna feeds his devotees. Krishna feeds everybody. It is a problem is not food, problem is distribution of food. There's a mismanagement of food. 30% of food in Australia is thrown. Do you know that? 30% of food is thrown. Good food. The problem is distribution of food in the country, in the society. Krishna feeds everybody. So we should be convinced, and we preach this gradually. We tell people, okay, you have an honest income, but in the attitude you remember that Krishna is feeding you, you depend on him, so whatever you cook, you offer first plate to Krishna, that is an exchange of love. So that's grahastha. But as brahmachari, we should be convinced that Krishna feeds us. Okay? More? No, it was okay. पेट भर गया? Okay, next.
Therefore, O king, you should look to the Supreme Lord only, who is one without a second, and who manifests himself by different energies, and is both within and without.
Yeah, so Narad Muni is saying that Krishna is going to take care. He is taking care of everybody, maintainer. So don't worry. Just look at him. He is the sanctioner of everything. One without second. That means there is only one Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is no second. No second. Only one. Okay, we have less time. We'll go to next verse.
कालरूपोऽवतीर्णो श्याम अभावया सुरद्विषाम. Translation: The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, is the guise of all devouring time, Kal Roop, has now descended on earth to eliminate the enviers from the world.
So that's Krishna in Dwarka, referred to as Kal, because he's destroying all the demons. So even Narad Muni is not going to disclose completely that the Yaduvansh and Krishna has disappeared. Yeah.
निष्पादितं देवकृत्यम् अवशेषं प्रतीक्षते तावद्यूयम् अवेक्षाद्वं भवेद्यावद् इहेश्वरः. The Lord has already performed his duties to help the demigods and he is awaiting the rest. You Pandavas may wait as long as the Lord is here on earth.
Yeah, okay. Next.
O king, your uncle Dhritarashtra, his brother Vidura and his wife Gandhari have gone to the southern side of the Himalayan mountains, where there are shelters of the great sages.
So first he gave the philosophical background to pacify Yudhishthira Maharaj, who was concerned about Dhritarashtra Gandhari, and now he is giving the news of what is going to happen. Still some part of thing is remaining, not pacified. It's like that. For example, if some of your dear one is away and you don't know where, and I tell you, don't worry, Krishna will take care and convince you about that. You will pacify it, but still you may have a question. And I'll say, oh, I know he's at this place and he had his dinner and he's sleeping now. It will be more pacified. So Narad Muni is further pacifying. Next.
Muni saptadha vidhat saptanam pritaya nana saptashrota prachakshati. The place is called Saptashrot, divided by 7, because there the waters of the sacred Ganges were divided into 7 branches. This was done for the satisfaction of the 7 great rishis.
Next.
Abhachamupasanthatma saste vigatesna. On the banks at Saptasvarota, the Dhritarashtra is now engaged in beginning Ashtanga Yoga by bathing 3 times daily, in the morning, noon and evening, by performing the Agni Hotra sacrifice with fire and by drinking only water. This helps one control the mind and the senses and frees one completely from thoughts of familial affection.
So now the process of Ashtanga Yoga, some steps will be described. We'll read next verse.
जिताशेनो जिताश्वास प्रत्याहत शरेन्द्रिय हरिभस्म द्रष्टा रजसत्त्वतमोमल. One who has controlled the sitting posture, the yogic asanas, and the breathing process can turn the senses towards the absolute personality of Godhead and thus become immune to the contaminations of the modes of material nature, namely mundane goodness, passion, and ignorance.
Okay? Next. Yeah, wait.
Sorry, one observation. Like in Ashtanga Yoga also, the element of bhakti is there. It is written Hari Bhavanaya Swastha. So the Rajagun Tamagun will be destroyed by being in Hari Bhavana.
So any process of yoga, yoga means connection to Krishna. Any process of yoga, if there is no connection, it will not work. And that connection has service attitude. So that's bhakti. But without connection to Krishna, nothing will work. So some mixture will be. Yeah.
Dhritarashtra will have to amalgate his pure identity with intelligence and then merge into the Supreme Being with knowledge of his qualitative oneness. As living entity with the Supreme Brahman being freed from the blocked sky, he will have to rise to the spiritual sky.
So the identity, each one of us is servant of Krishna or part and parcel of Krishna. So in yoga practice, there is a gradual progression from I am this body to I am this mind to I am this intelligence or I am the universe, I am Brahm, and finally I am qualitatively one with Krishna, Super Soul. So a yogi either rapidly or gradually advances through these stages of changing the identity. In Krishna consciousness, we have a direct understanding and practice of I am servant of Krishna, and gradually by serving Krishna, we develop that kind of identity. So here first on bodily level, then mental level, then intellectual level, then soul level or Brahma. So they more and more fasting they do, so they are reducing the dependence on grains, so they come out of bodily level and they avoid any emotions of happiness and distress, so they come out of mental level, avoiding the attraction towards senses, they come out of sensory and mental level. Then they avoid discrimination, that means stool and rasgulla both are same. Avoiding discrimination, they come out of intellectual level. So that's how yogis practice. Okay? Next.
He will have to suspend all the actions of the senses, even from the outside, and will have to be impervious to interactions of the senses, which are influenced by the mode of material nature. After renouncing all material duties, he must become immovably established beyond all sources of hindrance on the path.
Next.
परत पंचमेन कलेवरम अस्ति स्वम तच्च भस्मी भविष्यति. O king, he will quit his body most probably on the 5th day from today, and his body will turn to ashes.
So if Yudhishthira Maharaj says that, okay, Krishna will feed him, I am convinced of it, but let me go and meet him. So he says in 5 days he's going to die. And as I said earlier, no, let me go and bring his body for funeral. He said, no, it's going to turn into ashes. Or he said, let me bring my aunt. How will she survive alone? He said, she's also going to burn. So Narad Muni is telling the future so that he is pacified. So the next few days he doesn't undergoes that chinta, that anxiety. Next.
निर्मृहे पत्यो पत्नी सहोटजे वै स्थिता पतिं साध्वी तमाग्निर्मोक्षति. While outside observing her husband, who will burn in the fire of mystic power along with his thatched cottage, his chaste wife will enter the fire with rapt attention.
So there's Sati, which is mentioned in Vedic scriptures. And earlier it was practiced, now it is abolished and even illegal. And even it is illegal to preach and share positively about Sati. So if you are active on social media, don't talk about Sati as a positive thing or even as a negative thing on the video. Today people are very active to backlash you. Okay, next. Yes. Akshobh.
Prabhu, in this text 56, they're talking about we have to be impervious. They will have to be impervious to interactions of the senses which are influenced by modes of material nature. So, Prabhu, in our bhakti process, the senses of a devotee when he gets purified and becomes a pure devotee, so they are still to be considered material, and since they are practicing this Ashtanga Yoga, that's why their senses are still material, and it does not happen with our pure devotional process. Like
No, till you have senses, this present senses, you have to be alert to their perceptions. They are still material. Till you have material body, they are material.
some pure devotee, Prabhu, like living body, some acharya, and like that. So his senses, we say
The body is
that
spiritualized.
body is-
The body is spiritualized. But still it has material elements of transformation. The time will still have effect. Still old age will happen. Still, if you put a needle, pain will happen. Blood will come out. Stool will come out. Urine will come out. Sweating will come out. So still things will happen. So we don't judge by body. We judge by surrender to Krishna. Okay? Yeah, go ahead, next.
तदाश्चर्य कुरुनन्दन हर्षशोकायुत तस्मात् गन्तातीर्थनिसेवक. Vidura, being affected with delight and grief, will then leave that place of sacred pilgrimage.
So then Yudhishthira Maharaj will say, okay, Dhritarashtra died, Gandhari died, let me bring back Vidura. Without him, how I can rule? So he said, no, Vidura also will leave. He will not be interested to come back. Purport.
Vidura was astonished to see the marvelous departure of his brother Dhritarashtra as a liberated yogi, for in his past life he was much attached to materialism. Of course, it was only due to Vidura that his brother attained the desirable goal of life. Vidura was therefore glad to learn about it, but he was sorry that he could not make his brother turn into a pure devotee. This was not done by Vidura because of Dhritarashtra being inimical to the Pandavas, who were all devotees of the Lord. An offense at the feet of a Vaishnava is more dangerous than an offense at the lotus feet of the Lord. Vidura was certainly very liberal to bestow mercy upon his brother Dhritarashtra, whose past life was very materialistic, But ultimately, the result of such mercy certainly depended on the will of the Supreme Lord in the present life. Therefore, Dhritarashtra attained liberation only, and after many such liberated states of life, one can attain to the stage of devotional service. Vidura was certainly very mortified by the death of his brother and sister-in-law, and the only remedy to mitigate such lamentation was to go out to pilgrimage. Thus Maharaj Yudhishthir had no chance to call back Vidura, his surviving uncle.
What is happening? Where is this happening? What they are beating? Mridanga? Okay, next.
Having spoken thus, the great sage Narada, along with his Veena, ascended into outer space. Yudhishthir kept his instruction in his heart, and so was able to get rid of all the lamentations.
So we see Vidura's speech to Dhritarashtra had such a big transformation. Narad Muni's speech to Yudhishthira also had transformation. Became free from lamentation. Okay, very nice. We end this chapter here. We continue chapter 14. Some of the verses are pending. If we can read it today, then we can tomorrow start the new 34, huh? 39. Okay. So now Yudhishthira Maharaj, if you recall, he is talking to Arjuna now. First he asked about the welfare of all Dwarka Vasis and Mathura Vasis, and now he is going to ask Arjuna about his situation, the reason he is not in good shape. Okay, go ahead.
Translation. My brother Arjun, please tell me whether your health is all right. You appear to have lost your bodily luster. Is this due to others disrespecting and neglecting you because of your long stay at Dwarka?
So Yudhishthira Maharaj has started inquiring from Arjuna now that is your health not good, that you lost your bodily luster, or is it because somebody disrespected you, because you stayed in Dwarka for a long time, so some familiarity may have developed, or neglected your requirements, which is possible. Next.
शब्दादिभिरमङ्गलैः न दत्तमुक्तमर्थेभ्यः आशाय यत् प्रतिश्रुतम्. Has someone addressed you with unfriendly words or threatened you? Could you not give charity to one who asked? Or could you not keep your promise to someone?
Purport.
A Kshatriya or a rich man is sometimes visited by persons who are in need of money. When they are asked for a donation, it is the duty of the possessor of wealth to give in charity in consideration of the person, place, and time. If a Kshatriya or a rich man fails to comply with this obligation, he must be very sorry for this discrepancy. Similarly, one should not fail to keep his promise to give in charity. These discrepancies are sometimes causes of despondency, and thus failing, a person becomes subjected to criticism, which might also be the cause of Arjuna's plight.
So somebody is speaking to Arjuna unfriendly, insulting, threatening, or somebody approached Arjuna for help and he couldn't help, or he promised but he didn't do it. So 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 we should learn, if somebody approaches us for help and we commit something, we should do it. If you tell somebody, I'll call you back, do call back. Don't leave it like that. It's not good. We should fulfill our promises. Next.
Pachitvam Brahmanam Balam Kamritam Roginam Striyam Sharanam Vastam Sattvam Natyakshi Saranapada. Translation. You are always the protector of the deserving living beings, such as Brahmanas, children, cows, women, and the diseased. Could you not give them protection when they approached you for shelter?
So any strong person should give protection to weak person. Cows, brahmanas, senior citizen, diseased people, handicapped people, poor people, women, children, anybody who is weaker than you. It may be weaker than in age, weaker in strength, weaker in money, weaker in post. Any weak person in front of you, the strength should be used to uplift and grow the weaker person, rather than dominate and subdue a weaker person. So whatever strength I have, and if I have a weak person in front of me, I should help him to come up. Not use my strength to push him down. That is only use of strength. Okay? Next.
Kachitvam nagamo gamyam vasatpritam striyam paradito vata bhavan nottame nasame pati. Have you contacted a woman of impeachable character? Or have you not properly treated a deserving woman? Or have you been defeated on the way by someone who is inferior or equal to you?
So, like there are bad boys, there are bad girls. So coming in contact with bad boy or bad girl is something which is not good. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking, did some bad girl come in contact with you? Or did you come in contact with good girl who didn't treated you properly? Both the things. Or you didn't treat anybody properly. Or somebody defeated you, especially those who are inferior to you in strength. Yeah, read the purport later. There are examples of those things. We'll go ahead.
Have you not taken care of old men and boys who deserve to dine with you? Have you left them and taken your meals alone? Have you committed some unpardonable mistake which is considered to be abominable?
Yeah, okay, next.
Or is it that you are feeling empty for all times because you might have lost your most intimate friend, Lord Krishna? Oh my brother Arjuna, I can think of no other reason for your becoming so dejected.
Purport.
All the inquisitiveness of Maharaj Yudhishthir about the world situation was already conjunctured by the Maharaj Yudhishthir on the basis of Lord Krishna's disappearance from the vision of the world. And this was now disclosed by him because of the acute dejection of Arjuna, which could not have been possible otherwise. So even though he was doubtful about it, it was obliged to inquire frankly from Arjuna on the basis of Sri Narada's indication.
So Yudhishthira Maharaj is gradually asking so many questions, and he came to the main point, which he knows there can be no other reason for Arjuna to be dejected, because he cannot fail in his character, duties, behavior, strength, and otherwise which he has inquired. That because Krishna is no longer present, he's feeling empty. That's Yugaitam Nimeshena. A devotee without association with Krishna, or he loses association of Krishna, he feels empty. The whole world is empty. So that's a very high bhava. That's a very high stage of love, stage of bhakti. Okay? Yes, Sharad.
In this 43rd verse, the first part where he is telling that, have you taken your meals alone or what, without feeding elders and children? So, like I remember very much once I was discussing this. So, the argument was that it's very impossible nowadays, very impractical to have this consideration of feeding the elders and the children first, because of so many other like health reasons and things like that. So then the discussion was that it's not relevant as of now, this particular principle, because now because of the surrounding, the situations that has been placed, because of the modern scenarios, whatever reason. So
No,
so how does this we can make it relevant?
No, if you are in a room where you're eating alone and the others
course,
were
that
hungry,
we will take care if we are in one
and if
room.
you are arranging a public program and sometimes the program gets late, or the old people, pregnant women, children, they can be allowed to eat. And if you are part of the coordination, Kshatriya management, you should make sure they all have eaten before you eat. So that is possible. That's what we apply. It is talking to Arjuna in terms of any such people present hungry and present in front of Arjuna and he has eaten. Not worrying about those who are not in the same location.
Like sometimes we allow the servers to take prasad because of some management reasons, so that the service goes.
Yeah, but the others are not neglected.
Correct.
That's fine.
So this particular principle, that's what my question is. The point is this only, that this particular principle is not fully applicable at times.
No, it doesn't violate, because these people are not neglected. They are going to take prasad after the program. So it's not neglected. It's not that they have not eaten. They have eaten lunch. Suppose they are doing an evening program. They have eaten lunch and come. Now we are going to feed them dinner after the class. It's not neglected. Right? It's a guest. It's not a dependent. Right? So if they are not eaten lunch also, then you can give them. It's like that. They are not to be neglected. So among servers, if there are some old people and children, they should be paid first. Right? Is that okay? So we go to next chapter tomorrow? Okay. So we have one day tomorrow, right? And you have exam also. So will you attend tomorrow both the sessions? Okay. No, you want me to finish the chapter in first session? But still you need preparation, no? No, you want... whether you want to voluntarily not attend the second session or you want me to finish in the first session, we can discuss that frankly. That's okay. That's okay. So I wanted to do an exercise for the 15th chapter. So we'll do that exercise tomorrow. And that's okay. I'll speak less. You will read more. Right? Okay. But we'll decide tomorrow whether second session how we are doing. Is that okay? So please mentally be prepared for both the sessions. Okay. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna.